Hello, a very warm welcome to you today on a very frosty morning. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be doing some little bracelets. I'm going to be using some memory wire, just 2 coils of memory wire, and then we're going to be feeding them onto the SuperDuo beads, which have got 2 holes in them, so it will connect your bracelets together. They look really nice, really very pretty. If I just show you them down on the mat, you will see that they make lovely bracelets if you want to stack them as well. So I'm going to be using some little seed beads, some gorgeous coloured SuperDuos, and then we're going to be creating these very beautiful bangles. We've got a full mix, like full rainbow colours for you to choose from today. So each kit is going to make 2 bracelets, as far as I'm aware. So you'll be able to make multiple ones, or if you wanted to multi-buy, you could also mix your colours as well. I think a lot of them would look lovely if you were alternating the different colours of the SuperDuo beads too. We have got the offer on still, so if you are to go onto our website, which I'll take you over to shortly, you'll see if you use the voucher code 25 November 20 or NOV20, then you can get 20% off if you spend £20 or more. And that is worldwide. It isn't just for people in the UK. So these are the bracelets that I'm going to be making with you today. I'll take you over to the website now and you can have a little look at them. Good morning to Mina. Hello to Carol. Hello to Fairness Born. Hello to Just Me. Hello to Camille. She says, how are you all? Okay, had a bit of bad news this morning, but plodding on. Onwards and upwards. So let's go and make some lovely jewellery together and get lost in the beads. Head over to totallybeads.co.uk. If I find this page here, that's what it will look like when you arrive on our wonderful website. Are we up? Are we on? There we go. So just to reiterate, we have got that offer on today. Spend £20 and you can get 20% off with this voucher code 25NOV20. Make the most of that. So if you head into our video tutorial category, you will see today is what I've named Edith. So I've called them Edith. They're really, really pretty. Look at all the colours you can get. Now they do vary in price, obviously, because some of the SuperDuos, I think it's probably mainly the seed beads that are differ in price, but you can see all of the gorgeous colours that we've got for you today. We've got a Samba Red, which is gorgeous and very festive and would match my top today. We've got a Quartz Green, which is like a turquoisey colour. We've got a Matte Violet, a Lanta Red, which is kind of like a rusty. It's really, really gorgeous. We've got Hazel, we've got Gold, we've got Frost Grey, and we've got Bluestone. So they do vary in price. If I head into whichever one, the SuperDuo colours and the seed beads will change colour, and also your memory wire will change colour. We've got some on a gold and some on a silver. Now if you do scroll down, you'll see it might say no stock of the memory wire. We have got enough stock for the kits, so don't worry too much about that. So you can see that the SuperDuo beads I'm using are 5mm in size, and this one is the Samba Red. I'm using size 11 seed beads. This one is the Silver Frost. It's got this beautiful, say it's kind of like a russety kind of orangey colour to it. It's really, really beautiful. It's classed as ruby, and I'm using a 0.6 memory wire for this. So you're going to have enough in your kits to make 2 bracelets. You're going to get all your SuperDuo beads, your Toho size 11 seed beads, and your 0.6 memory wire. So have a little look on the website and you can see which colour you like. I'm going to demo today with this one, which is the Bluestone. So you'll see that up close and personal. You can have a little look and you can hover over, of course, and you will see it in close up too. And I'll show you them down on the mat. So lots of lovely colours: Bluestone, Frost Grey, a Gold, Hazel, Lanta Red, Matte Violet, Quartz Green, or a Samba Red. They're really, really straightforward to make. Nice, easy makes for you today. So don't forget, if you are shopping, make the most of that discount. I feel like I might be getting a sneeze arriving, so excuse me if I do. I'll try not to. Let me say a quick good morning to you all in the comments and we can start making. I've said good morning to Camille, good morning to Jan. She's in a sunny Sudbury. It is getting a little bit brighter. It was very frosty this morning. Good morning to Yolanda. She's hoping everybody is well. Joanne's in as well. She says it's a bright but cold biting morning this morning. I did have my hat on. Good morning to Sabrina. Oh, I love that, Sabrina the Middle-Aged Witch. That is the best name ever. Oh, Sabrina, love it. From one middle-aged witch to another one. Welcome. Blessed be. How are you? Good morning to Kath. Oh, she says, love watching you from Virginia. Oh, I love having you with us. And Downland Crafts Elf Boss is in. Good morning to you. Right, let's get making. I will show you these bracelets down on the mat. Again, look at them. They're really, really gorgeous. And because they're memory wire, they do kind of have this one size fits all kind of appeal to them. So you can see you can pop them on your wrist really easily. They're going to stay in position. If you want to make them smaller, then you'll just cut in less memory wire. I like to make mine a slightly bigger size because it will overlap comfortably on the back of my wrist. But if I was wanting it larger, you can see if I just move that to a higher position, it's just going to hold onto the wrist really nicely. If you want to make it larger, you just cut in a larger size as well. So I'll show you quickly some of the colours that we've got available. This is the one that I'm going to be demonstrating for you today. Really, really lovely. Good morning, nice 25 US or us. Hope you're well. This one is the one that I'm saying is more, I would say that's more of a turquoise colour than a green. In the description, it's quartz green, but it's really, really beautiful. And I think colours would look beautiful mixed. We've got this gorgeous silvery grey one here, which is named Frost Grey. They're really comfortable to wear as well because those beads are going to sit nice and flat. This, I just love this colour. It's absolutely beautiful. So if I can hold that up close, this one, is this one the hazel? No, this is Lanta Red. This one is Lanta Red. It's beautiful, really, really beautiful. So the SuperDuos that I'm using in this are called Suede Gold Lanta. And then I've got Opal Frost Terracotta in the size 11. And I've popped that on the gold memory wire there at the back. Now, you're not going to see much of that memory wire. You might see a tiny little fleckle in between the beads. But obviously, as you push them up when you're adding them on, that will be covered. And I've just turned little loops inwards on them. But you could add a clasp if you wanted to. You could add a jump ring through both of those loops and add a clasp on that way. You could do a two-hole magnetic clasp if you wanted. I would probably just put a jump ring through the two loops because you're going to line those loops up. So you'd be able to fit that through. So there's that one as well. Venice Born says, I like using super and mini duos. They're really pretty. So I always refer to them as like piggy noses, like little snouts or puppy's nose. So you can see they've got those two little holes in, which mean you're going to get, when you thread through, this little kind of diamond shape. This one's really gorgeous. See, that one's going to match my top nice, isn't it? And I think if you wanted to mix the colours, they look gorgeous if you stack them. So because they sit nice and flat against each other, they're really easy to put on and take off as well. Good morning, Janet. She says, hi all from sunny southern Spain. So looking forward to this demo and being back in the flow, making jewellery once more. These are really straightforward makes. And then lastly, I have these lovely too, which I'm going to put on at the same time. You can see how quick and easy it is to get on and off my wrist. So the ones that I am showing you here will be the hazel, I think it is. It's kind of like a zesty orange and the gold, and I think they look gorgeous as well together. So you can multi-buy each of, or you could just wear the same bracelet twice because you're going to get enough to make two. Make nice little gifts, really easy to make. So let's get going. I'm going to take my memory wire. Now mine's come in this little kind of slinky coil, and I'm just going to find the end of the slinky coil here. And all I want to do is I want to cut just over 1 coil of my memory wire. So I'm going to use my memory wire cutters. Don't forget, if you've got memory wire, whatever gauge memory wire you're using, you want to obviously make sure that the beads are going to fit onto it comfortably. But whatever memory wire you're using, it's tempered steel. It keeps that shape. So usually it would go up your arm and you could make like a multi-wrap bracelet traditionally with it. I like using it because it holds its shape. So it's going to give me this nice bracelet shape without having to work harder or necessarily use a mandrel to shape my bracelet. If I was using a wire which wasn't tempered steel, I would have to bend it and it would, bend out of shape. This is going to keep that shape, but because it keeps its shape and it is tempered steel, you're going to need to use some memory wire cutters or your heavy duty cutters. Don't be using your jewelry flush cutters like your wire cutters like this, because it's hardened, so it is going to dink and put little marks in your normal cutters, and that's going to affect the use of your cutters. So get yourself some little memory wire cutters out, or get some heavy duty ones out of your toolbox. So I'm just going to cut just over 1 coil. So if I hold my memory wire up, you can see where this line is here. That's going to be 1 coil. I'm just going to go slightly over, maybe a centimetre. So that is 1. And then I'm going to do the same on the next one, because I'm going to need 2 coils for this, or just over 2 coils. So I'm just going to pop my cutters in, and you can see it cuts through them like butter. So I've got 2 coils of my memory wire. I'm then going to take my round nose pliers, and at the end, I'm just going to pop my hand through it just to hold it and support it. I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to turn a little loop. So I'm keeping it flush like I would do with a pin, and I'm supporting it just like I would normally. And I'm just going to turn it all the way round until that wire kind of touches in on itself. You can, if you want to, go back in and just straighten up that loop. But I want those loops to kind of curve in. It doesn't put too much pressure on my wrist. It's still really comfortable. If you did want to turn it so it sits flat, you absolutely can. But for me, I'm just going to come in on both of the coils, so just on one side, because if we do 2 loops on either side, it's going to end up not being able to put the beads on. Kat says, I like that the tempered memory wire keeps its shape. It's really, really good. It's really useful. And I use it for lots of projects really at the moment. I think it just gives you that opportunity for having, not have to worry too much about the gauge of the wire that you're using. So you can see I turned that loop and then I just knocked it a little bit just to kind of straighten it up a bit. So I now have 2 loops on the end of my coils. I'm now going to turn it round like this. So I've got my open-ended bits. And what I tend to do when I'm working is you can work off 1 coil and then thread the other coil through. But what I want to make sure is that there's no little holes blocking my little SuperDuo beads. And if I'm putting these on to both ends of my wire at the same time, then I'll know if there's an issue with the bead. What I don't want to do is thread them all on, get all the way to one side, and then trying to work off this one and think, oh, that's got a little blockage in the bead. Sabrina, the middle-aged witch, says, very simple yet sophisticated at the same time. They are so straightforward to do. They're really, really good. Hello, Helena. How are you doing all the way in Sweden? And I'll just call you nice. I will do. I will do. I'm so sorry. I don't know whether it's us or US or what, but nice it is. Nice to see you nice. So I'm going to pop my hand into my memory wire coil. I'm going to hold them both, and I'm just going to hold the open end. So what I tend to do is I will just stretch open my finger with it really. So I want these sitting next to each other. So 2 coils in my hand, and I just open it up by holding my finger up, just to, don't want to distort that coil too much. Want to keep its nice rounded shape. And then all I'm going to do, really, really repetitive, but a really nice, quick, easy make, is I'm going to take my seed beads, which are size 11, and I'm going to thread a seed bead onto each end, and then I'm going to come in with my SuperDuo, and I'm going to put the SuperDuo onto both ends, and then slide that round. Now I'm just going to keep doing that, just alternating between the seed beads and the SuperDuo beads. They are the same on both sides, so I'm not worried about which way round I pick it up, and I'm not necessarily pushing them all the way round to this part here. I'm just going to let them fall and alternate between them. So a seed bead onto each, and then what you might find is if you line up your wires, you can just slide that on fairly easily, just pushing it against my finger and sliding the bead on. So we're just alternating between that. In terms of how many SuperDuos I'm using about 46-ish. There's going to be enough in your kits to make 2 of your bracelets. And then we just alternate between the 2. That's as easy as it is, so you can get both of those sizes. The sizes that you want just by the size of the memory wire you cut, really, and just adding those extra beads on. So having a seed bead onto both and the SuperDuo onto one. So you can see why I was suggesting we work off it at the same time, because what I don't want to do is get all of my seed beads and my SuperDuos on, and then when I come to post my next piece of memory wire coil through, say if that part's blocked. I mean, it's very rare it happens, but you might get the odd one, maybe in every like 100 beads or 200 beads or something, and you wouldn't want to have to slide everything off again. So as I'm pushing it on, if I do think, oh, wait a minute, that might be a little blockage, what I tend to do is I just push it through the hole that's got maybe the blockage, and it does usually go through, but if it doesn't, then I just put that one to the side, and then I can pick up another one. There's you've got loads in there, and you don't need to worry about undoing it all. You just take that last one off. So seed bead size 11, and these are Toho seed beads, so they're nice and kind of regular and uniform, and they're just going to sit between the pinch on the SuperDuo. If you have a little look, it's kind of got like a little diamante kind of shape, and then all I'm going to do is just bring those round. So they will end up going right up, sitting here, and that's why we want to turn our loops in as well. We don't want the seed bead to start slipping up and through it. So if you get to a point where you think, there you go, see the seed beads pushed up a little bit, I'm just going to come in with my round nose pliers and just make sure that that loop is turned. So that seed bead now is going to just sit nice underneath. So holding them both together, supporting them with my hand. I've got my SuperDuo on last, so seed bead onto each, and then my SuperDuo going onto both, seed bead onto each, SuperDuo onto both. So it's nice and nice repetitive make, really easy make, lots of fun to do, and they look very, very pretty. So I'm just going to keep going with that until I've got the size that I want. Just tend to slide them on. So using this wire, having the memory wire in the gauge that I'm using, is going to allow me to be able to get those beads on really, really. This is a 0.6. So it's easy to turn the loops. The loops aren't too, the wire's not too strong that I'm fighting with it. But also my seed beads, you'll see, just slide on really nicely, as do the SuperDuo beads. So you can either line up those ends, or you can stagger them if it's a little bit easier. And I just pick up one of the seed beads at a time, and then one of the SuperDuos, and then line it up so it fits onto both of the holes. Heather says it's cold and frosty here. It was really bitter this morning. Camille says, start with the SuperDuo, it'll stop the bead going through the loop. You can do. I want to start with seed bead. If you really want to start with it, you can do. I think if I start with the seed bead, as long as my loop's closed, then the seed bead will just stay where it's meant to. But if you want to, you can alternate and do it the other way. Won't give much of a different look. Helena says, I'm definitely going to try this. And as you said, don't use regular flush cutter. It's ruined them on the memory wire. I mean, you live and you learn, don't you? What I like to do is I like to make the mistake so you don't have to. But it's just going to blunt them as well. And then if you're ever cutting something and you want it to be flush when you cut it, it's not going to, because you're going to have like a little mark in it. So use the right tools. For this, the only tools that I'm needing are my round nose pliers, but again, you could use a Bangle step plier if you wanted to turn those loops, and the cutters. That's all I need. Everything else is just done by hand. And you can see it doesn't take too long, just stretching out that coil just so I can get the beads on. And I've just poured a little pile of the beads out on my desk. And then every now and again, you can just slide them round. This will then start to keep those wires in place as well. So you can see it can turn a little bit inwards or outwards. That just means it's going to sit comfortably on your wrist. So just push them round towards the loops. You can see we're already halfway. And I'll push them down fully into position before I turn the loops on the opposite side. So if you need to, just push back with your thumb just to open it up, and that will just keep me away from the other side. The only reason I've cut slightly over one full coil is because I would like those ends to kind of meet when I turn my loop. So I need that little extra just to turn the loop. Opening it up to the side is another option. Obviously, if you've got them too splayed, you're not going to get through both holes. Ah, I hope you're okay. Helena says, here with a cold, so nice to get your company and new ideas to do when I feel better again. I hope you're okay. There's lots of illness going around at the moment, but I think it's just the change in the weather. So I'm picking up the seed beads and the SuperDuo. It really is just as straightforward as that. There's no, different thing you need to do with the beads. It's just that pattern repeat. But I like how it gives that look, joining those two coils of wire together by using that SuperDuo. Ooh, Rachel says, not long finished a pastel picture of a kingfisher in the art and craft group I attended. Looks really good in the frame. That sounds pretty. This is the season to get crafting, isn't it, really? There you go. So isn't that typical? I'll say every now and again you might get one bead. And of all the bracelets I've made, I've not got one. I'm going to persevere with this one, because I reckon I could unblock that. It's just the colour. So I could push it through, but I won't. I'll just pop it to the side and pick up another one. All I need to do is just keep alternating it till I've got the full size that I want. It's not the most exciting watch, but it is a really enjoyable make. So I would like enough on here. Just push them round. Tend to just push on the loops as well to push them down into place. But I would like enough on here so that my two ends kind of meet. And then if I'm needing this for a slightly larger wrist, then the ends will just sit slightly open on the wrist. Mina says, I'm making chain necklaces at the moment, then adding K-pop demon hunter pendants. They'll do well, Mina. Lots of little ones and big ones loving that at the moment. Very on trend. My little boy quite likes it, and my niece is actually going to go see them. She got tickets for a birthday off her mum, so they're performing in Liverpool. I think it's next year, which will be exciting. But I did watch it a couple of months ago, and considering it's like, well, probably a kids' film, I thought it was good. Then I am a big kid. As Father Christmas agreed at the weekend when I seen him, and he gave all the kids on the little mini train sweets, and he asked me what I wanted, and I said I wanted windows and doors, and he gave me some sweeties too. So just push your seed beads on, because as you'll see, they can slide off. And then just keep pushing on the ends just to move up. Not much more to add now. Nails stuck in the loop. So I'm just supporting those wires, opening them out to line them up, sliding it down with my thumb, and adding on the next bead. Victoria wants to see your K-pop pendants, Mina, so you're going to have to put them in the group. Camille says, a bit hard to wrap the windows and doors. Yeah, I've had a little bit of news this morning regarding them, so don't care what form they come in as long as they arrive. Otherwise, it's going to be a very cold winter. Heather says she loves Madagascar and Ice Age. What's your favourite kids film? I love Up. I really love Up. Not seen Up for years. There's loads of good films. Can't think what I've been watching. I usually have to watch something that's got dinosaurs in it. Though he's getting to that age now where he's like watching YouTubers instead. He's not watching his mum. He's watching a certain Mr. Someone. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to slide them round. So I want to make sure I've got space. So just kind of knock them as you go. Give them a little pull down. And then I'm going to kind of support that last SuperDuo kind of down there out the way. SuperDuo went on last. So I'm just going to pop the seed beads on. Still alternating. Lining it up, pushing it down with my thumb so that stays in place. Add in the next. So I usually put about 46 SuperDuos on. Might do a little bit less on this one. But it's just enough to fill those two coils. And you want to make sure that you're leaving yourself a little bit of space at the end, maybe like a centimetre or so you can turn your loops. And now I started with the seed beads, so I want to finish with the seed beads. But you could do as Camille suggested, and you could start with your SuperDuo and end with your SuperDuo bead if you wanted to, and then that's going to prevent your size 11 seed beads slipping up into the loop. So I'm just going to finish it there, I think. I'm going to push up my seed beads and make sure, so I'm just pushing with my thumb against the loops just to make sure there's no long length of wire sticking out, and I'm going to leave about 1 centimetre. What I'll probably do is I'll take my cutters and I'll just trim that one so it's fairly even. Just a little bit not. There we go. And then I'm going to take my round nose again and I'm going to pull. So I'm gently pulling up on that wire just to turn my loop. By pulling up on the wire, that's just going to push everything kind of into the position it needs to be. So just getting in and giving it a little turn to get that loop. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side, give it a little pull up and start to turn it. Now I do find that obviously this then gets in the way, the other loop. So I just turn it round and work off the other side. If you want to, you can turn them both at the same time, just to make sure you've got them lined up. So put your round nose into both of the loops and give it a little turn. And you want to try and get your loops to be kind of equal on both sides, which I haven't there. One's a little bit smaller than the other. But there you go, bracelet done. Really, really straightforward. I'm going to pop that on. Just give it a little bend if it needs to. So those beads are sitting upwards. Heather's loving the Polar Express. Camille says she started watching her Christmas films. Good morning, Anne. How are you doing? She says, how is everybody? Overslept, going to watch back later. If you are just joining us, we have been creating the Edith SuperDuo bangles today. I will show you them again on the website because that's how quick they are to make. I've got loads of you in today, which I'm really, really grateful for. Of course, you can stack these up if you wish. Or if you want a multi-buy, you can mix your colours. I think they look lovely. You're getting enough in your kit to make 2 bracelets. So you could make both and wear them like this if you wanted to. It might look nice with like a little chain or a different bracelet in between them. I'll take you over to the website now so you can have a little look at them. We are totallybeads.co.uk. Let me share my screen. Is it that one? There it is. So if you go over to totallybeads.co.uk, you can see we've got lots of beautiful bracelets for you today. They do vary slightly in price. We've got the gorgeous blue stone, which is the one that I'm modelling here that I'm wearing. We've got a frost grey, a gold, a hazel, a lanta red, a matte violet, a quartz green and a samba red as well for you to choose from. Each kit is going to make 2 gorgeous bracelets up. You're going to get all the SuperDuo beads that you need, your Toho seed beads, which are size 11, and your memory wire coils as well, which is 0.6. Some of them come on gold memory wire, some of them come on silver memory wire. You don't really see them, just a little bit at the end. And don't forget, you can of course add a little clasp if you wanted to quite easily by just popping a jump ring through those 2 loops that you've made at the end. So that's it. Make the most of your offer today. 25 NOV 20 will get you 20% off if you spend £20 or more. I think that offer's going to be on until the end of the week. It's going to be up until the 30th, I think, and that is worldwide as well. So if you are shopping in the US or wherever else you're watching me from today, we've had Sweden in and all sorts of places, then you can take advantage of that offer as well. These are all beautiful bracelets that I have made. Loads of colours. I think there's 8 of them in total. Really gorgeous, really straightforward, and really, really easy to make. So thank you so much for being with me today. I'm going to be back with you on Monday at 10 a.m. as always. And I'm going to be making some little star slider bracelets with you. So really, really gorgeous. I made them ages ago, to be honest. I've got gorgeous beads. gorgeous, gorgeous beads. And I'm going to be using the slider chain bracelets, which are perfect stocking filler gifts, but also really good if you just want to adjust the size and things. So if you come and join me on Monday, I'd love to see you then. I hope you all have a very lovely rest of the week, and I will see you very soon. Take care, everyone.